Okay, I have my PhD in counseling psychology. I got that from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. I focused there on multicultural counseling and what's called theoretical psychology, probably my two biggest interests. Blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff happened. I ended up in Barcelona for the usual reasons. And I started working at a transcultural psychiatry program at Hospital Vall d'Hebron. And I was there, well, we basically co-created the program, and I worked full-time there for like 10 years. Therapist, researcher, supervisor, and trainer in areas of cultural competence with migrants and the likes of such. Since then, I still collaborate with them in research projects related to migration and mental health. I have a private practice as a psychotherapist. I've been teaching at a study abroad program for many years. I teach at a master's program in counseling psychology in Canada, and I work as a supervisor at a business Mindgram that provides wellness support B2B to companies primarily in Poland and in Spain and expanding. Well, what I've learned with my patients, of course, is incredibly valuable for just interactions with people. So I guess psychology forms the basis of our social interaction, our human interactions, and our management of ourselves. So like, for example, the management course, the intro to management course, sort of the three edges will be managing things, managing situations, right? The more formal management of projects and the likes of such, managing other people, that's psychology. And of course, perhaps the most important part is managing oneself. Yeah. Right, so that's good. All my psychology background is going to inform how do I manage myself? How do I respond to other people? What are some of the challenges that are going to come into play? Well, I mean, one of the big trends is simply the attention to mental health and well-being in the workplace, which is clearly maybe one of the most important elements. I mean, the number of days lost to, right, people who are stressed or mentally challenged, the impact of burnout, these are all very clearly huge elements. So on the one hand, there's the well-being of employees. That's going to be related to organizational structures, management at a more general level, and leadership, right? That those are all psychological characteristics that are very, very central. So I guess, we see it present everywhere. I would invite them to say, hey, being human in this day and age is really challenging, right? For a whole bunch of different reasons. We live in a pretty crazy world, and that's okay. Right, one of the biggest, I think, advances that we're making is the recognition that we're not all going to be strong and be able to manage things. So be open, allow yourself to be challenged and recognize things that are not necessarily that pleasant. They're there, and it's okay that they're not, and it's okay to, as is increasingly being said, it's okay to fuck up, right? We all do, and that's something that we can incorporate into our professional and personal development. I mean, I think in multiple different ways. One is simply the incredible diversity of our student body, which is so enriching and provides so many opportunities for growth, simply because we see different ways of doing things, different ways of understanding, different responses. Geneva Business School is a strong community. It's a small enough school that there really is a sense of being a family, and so there's a place for everybody, and people can feel like they belong without being so small that you're restricted and can't really dare be yourself. So there's sufficient diversity, but a small enough community so that people can feel safe and at home. This school gives a lot of attention to soft skills, which I think is really important, while at the same time emphasizing a series of hard skills that are at various cutting edge kinds of levels. So I think it provides a beautiful mixture of possibilities for learning with solid, in psychology we would call it a safe environment. So you can do your thing, develop, grow, be yourself, be challenged, but also, be caught. There's a net underneath you.